Hello, and welcome to Sega News Bits Live. It's been a while since I have done one of these. Um, not because I was waiting for something big to hit like Sonic Frontiers gameplay footage, but just because I had a lot of stuff going on. I actually just got back from Anaheim, California. I was at the Star Wars Celebration event, so it's been kind of like fandom whiplash coming back because like I was like 100% Star Wars mindset, Kenobi. I went to the premiere. That was awesome. Saw a lot of cool people. Boba Fett touched me. That was cool. I mean, he patted me on the back, so that was fun. But yeah, it just perfectly lined up because I come back and, like, boom, we get that 30 seconds of Sonic Frontiers footage, and then the next day, here we go. So before that, and this is not like a paid promotion, don't worry, but I promised these guys I would show this off real quick. So this is Lock On Magazine, and it's more than a magazine. This thing is like thick. This is they call it, I believe it's from Britain, they call it a gaming journal. They don't, yeah, Journal, not journal, like we say in America. So, yeah, this is a really cool magazine. So it's not a Sega-specific magazine. I know there's a lot of those out there. But what Lock On is it's like a curated selection of writers, interviews, artists, and it's all very well put together. It's limited run. This is limited out of 2,000. They sent this preview copy. Beautiful cover here. And I believe there's an alternate color with like Ryo Suzuki. But what I like about this is just how well it's designed. Like, I don't know if I'm doing it justice here. Here, let me find a page. So like here, like there's this thing on Fantasy Star online, and it's just like cool illustrations. Yeah, this is a story called Afterlife, so it's got a lot of Dreamcast specific concepts here. Rez, a whole thing about Rez. This is a must read because this is from Simon Cox, and Simon Cox was on our show several years ago. He did a official Dreamcast magazine retrospective, and Simon was the editor-in-chief, and he told George and I a story about how he named the game Rez. He's friends with Tetsuya Mizuguchi, who also co-wrote this story, and they were like hanging out, and yeah, I mean, I won't spoil it. I'm certain it is in here, but this is just awesome. This is actually my first look at it. There's even an article on Super Magnetic Neo, which is like, I don't like that game and I like that game. It's such a love-hate game. The design is just really nice. Like, I love this little bit where they use the VMU icons as design elements. So yeah, if you want to pick this up, there's someone said, mentioned Seaman in the comics. Here's a really creepy drawing of Seaman. He's like peeking through the leaves at you. If you want to pick this up, I would definitely recommend it. Really well designed. I'm assuming well written. If you do something this nice looking, you better have good words to back it up. But since they got Simon Cox in it, definitely suggest getting it. Oh, this is cool. Look at this art. It's like everyone's climbing out of the Dreamcast. Remember those ads where they would like appear? But let me just show you the website here real quick. It is Lock On. So they're selling these almost like books instead of like a magazine subscription. Though I think you can get like memberships. This is issue 3. This is a very Sega-centric one. There's an alternate cover you can see here with Ryo Hazuki. I got one that I don't know what this game is. Maybe someone can tell me. Looks very pretty though. And you can order direct. Let's see. Let's order it real quick. Yeah, they got them here. So it's hardcover is £50, and that has the Ryo Hazuki one. And then softcover is £20, and that is the other cover. And they have other issues here too. Definitely check them out. I really love the effort going into this. Not to badmouth any of the other Sega magazines out there, but this is the best looking one that I have seen, and I like that it's not Sega specific, like that handheld history one that you saw up there. Looked very cool. So there's the shout out that I promised them, and I'm doing it at the top of a very big show. talking about Sonic Frontiers. So that gameplay footage dropped, and let's talk about that, and then we'll get into Air Twister, because sometimes I like to save it to the end because people jump off, but come on. So without further ado, I'm going to play the trailer. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit because I don't know if this will get like hit with anything. I'm so used to Sonic Movie 2 dinging us. So let's get right into it. I'll pause it to talk about stuff, and let's do it.
IGN first for the month of June 2022.
So I know some people have been a little grumpy that this trailer did not show battle footage, fighting footage. There's going to be content all month long on IGN. I'm assuming they're going to show more footage. They definitely are doing a hands-on written article, and there's going to be interviews, so, you know, hang tight. I mean, obviously there is combat in the game. It's not like it doesn't exist. So, what are y'all's thoughts on his quills? I never really think about the Sonic model, but I heard someone talking about how his quills are shorter, which I think is the same as in Forces. I'm interested to know what people think about that. So you can sound off in the comments on his quill length. I don't know. I like it because you can see more of his body. They don't like go back and cover his back. Look at that. Wow, are those Havoc physics? It seems, you know, it seems pretty close to what I would expect to see in a open world Sonic game. Now let's check these out here. So look at those. What I thought was really interesting about these was they give me like kind of chow, like the little icon on them kind of have a chow face to it, like a little droplet. I don't know if chow are in the game, but if we keep watching here, Sonic collects like fruit and stuff. So you're collecting for something. You know, question is like, for what? As you'll notice when they go to some other sections in this trailer, or I guess this gameplay footage, elements do appear. They like load in. I don't know how pretty that looks, but it definitely tells us that this footage that we would see of people like looking on an expansive world, there's a lot more stuff there. It's just not appearing or loading or something like that. You know, you see a lot of familiar Sonic elements. The springs are there, the little, what do we call those, boost rings? And then even like, instead of like carnival balloons like we've seen in like past games, they're just like these bubbles floating there. But yeah, maybe Sonic's collecting Mario coins, and like when you have the save data from like the latest Mario game, they load into it. And no, I don't think so. Gameplay appears to be pretty fluid. I mean, I can't speak for the controls because obviously I'm not playing it, but I have to imagine that this is an IGN writer playing, because there are some like kind of rookie mistakes that they make and things they avoid doing that I think if Sonic Team or SEGA was submitting this footage, they would actually be making the effort to like showcase a little more, like those rocks jump, like maybe stop and check that out. But there is some cool, I want to say almost like Jet Set Radio future kind of like flow, like doing some kind of change, like going through that, and then you hit the spring, and then you hit the loop. Like it seems like it's a lot of fun to get around in these areas. Camera work seems pretty good. I was actually kind of surprised to see like moments where the camera would change perspective and give you a little showcase of what Sonic's doing, despite it not really being on rails. Makes me wonder if you like goof up and jump off, what the camera does. Like, does it snap back behind you? Sonic also does this like, what is that game? Sonic Dash, right? Like when you go between stages on Sonic Dash and you jump in the air and you go the bram, 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 he does those little poses. He's doing them here, but they seem a little like jerky. Like imagine that you're running and then you jump and you go, huh, huh, huh. I don't know. I thought that looked a little goofy. from what we know about the story, there is this, we presume, this like explorer woman looking that Sonic encounters at some point because they snuck her into one of the Tales videos. There is also going to be a rogue AI that I think Eggman tries to utilize, and then it turns on him. Now, I posted a story utilizing some of that story, and then Sega had told me to take it down, and they said it was, I don't know what they said. They didn't say it was inaccurate, but they said, like, the place you shared that from was not supposed to share it, or something like that. And it was basically saying, there's one of those fruits. It was basically saying that it's called Sage. The AI is called Sage, and then these are the Starfall Islands. And since then, Starfall Islands has continued to be talked about, but the whole Sage thing, I don't believe has been mentioned. But because this story is coming from Ian Flynn, I have to imagine that's a little nod to the Sonic Amateur Games Expo. Like, they worked in the name there. Ian Flynn is no stranger to, like, putting little nods to real world fandom in his stuff. Like, for example, Sonic 50, the IDW comics, has Starline and other characters who are basically sprite glitches turned into new characters now. So I have to imagine that Sage is a nod to that. There's a bird. I'm wondering if you can let's go back and look at that bird. It's kind of funny to see, like, real world, like, obviously this is like a very realistic setting, but it's funny to see, like, things like birds, just like straight up birds. He's not like wearing shoes and like talking to Sonic like, "Hey Sonic, how you doing?" But then again, I've been talking in the Segabits Discord, shout out to the Segabits Discord Nation, about how this game actually gives me serious Sonic Unleashed vibes, with just how realistic the settings are, the fact that they're apparently bringing humans back. It looks like there's going to be, like, realistic animals, and even the whole, like, I mean, I don't recall much of it, but the temples in Sonic Unleashed with Chip and everyone, I don't know, I get vibes from that. I don't think there's any direct connection, but art direction wise, it gives me that vibe. But of course, yes, the elephant in the room is Phantasy Star Online 2. I do not believe it runs on the same engine. PSO 2 runs on a different engine, but art-wise, concept-wise, it definitely appears like they're using a lot of concepts from PSO 2 in this, and I have no problem with that, because if you look over on the Segabits Twitter, you can see that since Sonic Adventure 2, we've been seeing, I want to look at this puzzle again, Sonic Adventure 2, we've been seeing Phantasy Star Online references. And for me as a kid, like, so I'm going to jump back to my main cam here. So when I was a kid, 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog, my first game I physically owned, played the hell out of it. Genesis was really just like my Sonic machine, Sonic and like Disney games. And then when the Dreamcast was coming out, that's when I kind of put on my big boy pants and decided to use my own money to buy this console. But I still was playing those Sonic games. And then when Phantasy Star Online 2 was announced and it came with the Sonic Adventure 2 trial disc, like, that's where I really feel like I graduated to adult games, or games that weren't strictly kiddie. And I think it really helped that Sonic Adventure 2 had so many Easter eggs and shout-outs to Phantasy Star Online in it. And so to see here now Frontiers, and I'll go back to the trailer, it probably has to start it over, to see Frontiers kind of just straight up lifting from PSO 2, I love it. Oh, look at that sign there. Let's see if we can see that sign. Oh, see, it popped up. I think that's one of the complaints people are going to have, is like, oh, elements pop into view. Like, let's see it. It goes pop. There's something there, like blue sign instead of the Riddler question mark. But yeah, I mean, if this game ends up having leading to kids playing Phantasy Star Online 2, that would be pretty hilarious. They're like, I love Sonic Frontiers. I can't wait to check out this new Genesis game. Now, this puzzle I wanted to get back to. So, on our Saga Talk video podcast, we've been covering some great games and some games. And one of the games has been Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. And I played through that game. I played it so you don't have to. And the puzzles remind me of this. But unlike the puzzles in that, like random enemies would appear constantly while I was trying to do the puzzle, and then there were lasers moving, and it was so janky. But here I'm glad it's just like a straight up walk on the grid, and then you get your little fruit reward. But I have to wonder if later stages will continue those puzzles, but they're going to throw elements at you that are going to mess with your progress here. So run through the ring. Not sure what that does. Oh, I guess you know what it does? It reveals like invisible fruit, and then you can run over to them. So that's the trailer. That's not a trailer. That's like a gameplay footage preview with some, I think, IGN staffer holding the controller. Why don't you guys throw up some comments in there? Share your thoughts. I'll comment on that. Obviously, like if you have questions, it's not like I made the damn game, so it's not like I can go, oh yes, well I can speak to the battle system. Though fingers crossed that I get this game in my little fingertips early, because that happened before, so maybe it'll happen again. Well, you guys throw up some comments on there. Why don't you give some thumbs ups too? I hear that helps. I see 30-something people are watching. We only have 11 thumbs up, so let's hit it to 20 thumbs up, guys. Come on. That's the extent I will do with YouTuber nonsense. I want to talk about geese. So let's talk about giant flying geese. That's hard to say. Yu Suzuki, out of nowhere, dropped this trailer. He's like, oh yeah, I made a goose game because none of y'all are going to get Shenmue 4. And it's basically a straight up like spiritual successor to Space Harrier of all games. I mean, obviously I know that game's near and dear to his heart, but like, why? Where did this come from? Let's find out. So it's called Air Twister, and it opens so epically. It's got these people riding geese. So you're like, oh okay. It has elements of Space Harrier, but then Untitled Goose Game, and then suddenly like Queen cover band kicks in, and there's giant mushrooms. Like, what is this game? It looks like, I mean, it moves so much slower though. And if you followed our videos for a while now, years ago, we featured the game. Man, what was that game called? Well, it has many different games: Strike Harbinger, Strike Blazinger, Blaze Strikinger, whatever. Fantastic game. It's from Chris Tang and Kiyoshi Okuma, very good friends to SEGA Bits, and they actually let me be one of the first people of the public, I keep wiggling my fingers, to play the game, and it was awesome. And when I saw this, I immediately thought of them. But their game is so close to what a 3D Space Harrier would be, whereas this game honestly feels like a Panzer Dragoon Space Harrier game. It almost feels more closer to Planet Harriers, but a bit more linear and more close to the Space Harrier aesthetics. It looks cool. Looks quirky. I'm looking forward to it. I like the giant geese. I like the nods to Space Harrier. I just kind of wish that he got the license from Sega so that this could be in the Space Harrier world. But yeah, this is going to be on Apple Arcade exclusive. I know that sucks for some people. Let's be honest though, I don't think this game would have happened if Apple was not giving them that little exclusivity there, because I believe there's been some other games, even from Sega, that probably were not going to happen or get the budget had it not become an Apple Arcade exclusive. For example, there was Choo Choo Rocket Universe, which is a lot of fun. And then, of course, there's Untitled Goose Game, which is just insane. The geese, though, I think the geese are actually going to be that giant creature you ride during the bonus stages. I'm blanking on his name, but it's a ripoff of the Never-Ending Story Beast in Space Harrier. So, looks cool. Looking forward to this. I will be playing it on my Apple TV with a Bluetooth controller. So, looks cool. Can't wait. Back to Frontiers. So we've got a few comments here, and thank you for those thumbs ups, guys. Okay, so here we go. So we've got Liquid Mercury saying, do you think those are Chow at the end of the video? At the end? Well, let's go see. Let's jump back in there. We're going to watch all 7 minutes, guys. No. How far to the end? Oh, you know what? Are you talking about these little rocks jumping around? Like there? Ah, look at that. What are those? I thought those were just like random rocks doing a little jiggle. Let's check that out. I know this is not like showing up as 4K for you. I've got the 4K or HD one downloaded, but on my streaming software here, okay, so they've got, yeah, those are like little creatures. Do they have little eyes? Look at that. They've got, yeah, look at that. Wait a minute. Chow are made of water, right? What if these are rock chow? Boy, I got excited. Look at that. What are those? I think those are little rock chow. Rock chow. They make chow sounds. Rock chow. Rock chow. Rock chow. Rock chow. Let's watch the rock chow again. It's just fun to say. Rock chow. Yeah, look at all those little piles. Do they pile the rocks up? That's what they do. Look at them. One of them does a little jump and a flip. Oh. Look at that. Yeah, they got little eyes. And if you go back to those purple coins that Sonic collects, interesting. So maybe instead of water spirits, there are rock spirits. And we're going to get rock chow. And they eat little fruits. That's exciting. Well, thanks for calling that out. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see. Did you ever see the trick system returning for this game? Like, did I ever see it returning? I mean, I can imagine if this is what you're asking, I can imagine there's like a UI that we're going to be seeing, and they just hit it for the preview because it probably reveals some things. So we will see. John Gordon says, I just canceled Apple Arcade when this was announced. Well, I mean, if you have a lot of Apple devices like I do, it just kind of comes free with some content that I have. So, you know, like I have storage and music, and I think I just opted for this like plan that includes Apple Arcade. There is a Fox and Hulu animation like kart racing game that has everyone but The Simpsons and Futurama. It has like Bob's Burgers and Family Guy kart racing. I just downloaded it. I'm going to check it out. It looks absolutely stupid. I can't wait. We have Tom Thumb here. Was that like Tom Thumb? But it's Tom Thumb. Hey, new to the Sega Talk podcast. Started from the start and just caught up. Love the podcast. Love from the UK. Nice to catch you live. Hey, thank you so much. I have to wonder, are you watching it in chronological order? Because we have a playlist for that. Or are you watching it from 1 to 97 where we are now? Because we do have a chronological playlist that's always adding games as we cover them. And you can watch everywhere from, I think it starts with the Sega logo in like the 50s and 60s all the way through. I think the latest one is like one of the Yakuza games or something like that. Or maybe it's the Sonic movie. But yeah, thanks for that. And running towards the end here, Sanaku says, I do like the idea of Chow being like little spirit creatures of the world. Yeah, that's, I mean, like, you know, to pull from, not Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. Like maybe they are the Sonic's world equivalent of the Kodama. Like they're these little rock chow. Rock chow. I just love saying rock chow. I'm going to keep saying it. I coined the name Buddy the Wolf. I'm going to coin rock chow. So say it on the social medias. Just start saying rock chow. I'm going to tweet that right now. I'm just going to tweet rock chow. Rock chow. Rock chow. There we go. Now I can say I've said it. Right, Robot Chow, Rock Chow. Yes, Sonicu mentions here in the comments we have Water Chow, Robot Chow, and Rock Chow. So if we combine them, we get like Water, Robot, Rock Chow. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe their Liquid Mercury says it'd be cool if there were different elemental chow in each region. Maybe we will see Water Chow return, but they're just going to be a small bit of this larger story. And it's interesting, I brought up Sonic Boom earlier. Sonic Boom is, they were going to have chow in that game as well. So, interesting. Tom Fum says, is this coming out on Switch? Yes, it is. I don't think that'll be the best version, but fingers crossed it runs well and we don't have, some terrible situation on our hands. Sonic F. I like Sonic F. It's like Sonic R, but Sonic F looks really fun to me, but I hope they have more diverse environments. I think they will. I've been hearing people say there are 7 islands. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but there's definitely different islands with different, because they're called the Starfall Islands, plural. So we're going to be seeing other environments in the game for sure. What do you feel about Sonic's animations? I think they look all right. So the thing is I'm not big on the animations in the sense that I don't think about them all that much. Like, I don't know. I've been seeing some people go, oh, when he does that spinning attack, he just kind of freezes in place. And I'm like, I didn't notice it till someone called it out. I presume the game's going to look good. So, I mean, unless there's something super janky in the finished product, I have no real negative opinion on that. And yet, John says, I would really like it if there was a casino area. Wouldn't that be funny if it's like earth, fire, wind, water, casino? That would be really cool. But yeah, that just about does it. Just happy to finally see it. I'm looking forward to the inevitable release of it. Also, we have Air Twister coming out at the end of June, so that's going to be wild. I can't wait to ride giant geese. And then, of course, to give them another shout out, Lock On. There you go. Lock On magazine. You can check them out. It's lostincult.co.uk. And overall, if you're a Sega fan, this is the one issue I would say to definitely pick up. And if you're like a general gaming fan, then, maybe if this one hooks you, then you can, keep checking them out. But we will be back with another Sega Talk. We're going to be talking about Rise of the Dragon, the weird, obscure Sega CD cyberpunk adventure from, I believe it's Dynamax. One of the few games they made in that sort of like virtual, what do they call that? Visual novel sort of genre. So that'll be fun. And looking forward to more Frontiers stuff. I'm sure there's going to be more live videos like this as IGN rolls out their Sonic Frontiers content. So don't forget, you can check us out on Patreon. We got a bunch of cool stuff there. We are also on Instagram. Instagram is the new hot place for Sega Vits, just because pull back the curtain a little bit. They actually pay us, unlike YouTube. Like, we actually get a little green when people watch our videos. So head on over there. We got some cool reels. Those are always fun. So see you on the next Sega News Bits Live. Thanks for watching, and we will see you at the next level. I don't have a sign off for this show.